Hi, this is Stella at Stella's Readings. This is the reading for Capricorn for the month of April in 2016. Here we have 4 cards for you today: the North, South, East, and West. The North represents you and your spiritual well-being. The South represents matters within your control this month. East represents your career, and West is relationships. So let's go ahead and get started. In the North, we have Forest, and that's breathe. And what this card is trying to encourage you this month is to really pay attention to your breath. Right now, your breath is just too shallow, and even though it might feel natural to you right now, it's really an unhealthy habit that causes shortness of breath. So when you subconsciously shorten your breath, no matter if this is habitual or even triggered by an event or circumstance, it activates a certain psychological signal in your brain, and this prepares you and your system for the fight or flight mode. Now, this is basically a conditioned response to perceived danger, and it's how you hold your breath is your response, your bodily response. And this is your survival response. So if you really kind of look at the big picture of things, a survival response would be in fear of, say, you're standing in front of a tiger and you're like, oh my God, this tiger is going to eat me. Well, we live in the city, or, even the country, some of us, and there's no tiger there. So this survival response in most of your daily situations doesn't really serve you that well. So take this month to really breathe and inhale deeply, regardless of your concerns or worries or problems or anything that's going on in your life. Really take that time out to consciously breathe deeply this month and just let things go. And allow yourself, to just breathe a little bit deeper and slower a few times. And remember that every breath you inhale is a gift, and every breath that you exhale is a gift. This forest is really just a clear reminder of how this works and how trees. So let's go ahead and move to your south, and that is matters within your control. So that's DNA, that's karma. So while the DNA that you inherited from your biological parents has a physical component, it also has a soul pattern that came together in the creation of you. And what this means is you're predisposed to follow the karmic dictates of this patterning to some extent. Yet, as you evolve in your consciousness and expand, the light of your awareness, you can really make choices that can shift and modify this ancestral design. So you still have some free will over this. But this month is kind of like one of those times. So you can really feel the tug of your soul that is both ancient and karmic. Yet you also recognize the persistent and loving communication from your higher self. And sometimes that can contradict the more familiar solutions before you when you're facing different choices this month. So the choice is really up to you. You know that every time you listen to the guidance of your higher self, no matter what etheric or physical form it takes, your human consciousness is elevated, and this will allow you to stay on the path that you're meant to be on, even though you do have a little bit of free will. So in a sense, it becomes a choice between destiny and fate. East, we have spring equinox, and that is your career. So imagine yourself walking down kind of a dim passageway, and you're just thinking to yourself, wow, is this ever going to end? But this card is about rebirth. So this is going through that passageway, coming out and really being reborn into the environment that you just came into. So this cycle of rebirth that you're going to be experiencing in April follows a considerably challenging time. Now, this could relate to all areas of your career, whether you're trying to find a job or even thinking about ending a job that you have been significantly unhappy in. If there have been times where, you've really allowed yourself to feel this type of hardship and, maybe even tears have come and they've shed, really understand that, you're really clearing the way for what's coming to you. It's really a sense of release and healing. And this situation that you're about to come into is now ripe and really ready to emerge before you. That which no longer serves you really needs to be put to rest, so that you can experience a new freshness, a newness of spirit that can really make itself known to you, that you can allow yourself to feel that newness and freshness. So one thing to keep in mind is sometimes birth can be painful, particularly in that passage just before delivery. But what emerges can be fresh and beautiful. Be with the emergence of this next cycle, really with faith and grace, because Capricorn, you have it completely handled. You are starting into a new phase with your career, and you have all the tools that you need to accomplish anything that you set your intention to. So I really do feel like this is a good card for you this month, and there's going to be some big changes happening for you. So really just go with the flow and have faith, and you can handle it with grace. So in the West, we have our relationships. And you have Island, which is solitude. So what it's trying to tell you is this month, really take some time out for you. Just a nice place where you can experience some, true silence and solitude within yourself to help you go within. Take some time out, like the morning, afternoon, or even an entire day by yourself. Get away from the job, the kids, the husband, the wife. Take some you time out because you really deserve it. You have been through some crazy stuff recently, and with career being in rebirth, this could definitely affect your relationships. So in order for you to really come in to your spiritual and mental and emotional well-being, take some time out for yourself. Now, even the vibrations of just all the millions of people in this world, all their worries and fears throughout the world, all of that energy is being circulated. So even this can affect you outside of what's going on in your personal life. So when you take this time out for yourself, leave it completely unplanned and unstructured. Allow yourself to truly move with the energy and the flow of things. Now, at first, this might be kind of hard to quiet your mind. You're used to taking on the world and life and, just being present in that moment, as well as, future worries or past worries. So allow yourself some time to really get past those self-constructed barriers, to allow yourself to enjoy the peace of solitude. It will serve you the best if you just simply observe the thoughts and emotions that pass through you, especially those that cause you this shortness of breath. So this was kind of explained in the North card for you and your spiritual well-being of really taking some time out to consciously breathe and allow yourself to become calm and let some of the things go. And this card is trying to remind you also, for some of you, that isolation is experienced not by choice, but out of fear. So when you decide to spend time with yourself in solitude, you're choosing to once again find and connect with who you really are. So keep that in mind, the difference between solitude and isolation. Well, I hope you enjoyed Capricorn reading for April 2014. I hope you follow me on Facebook at Stella's Readings, and have a beautiful month. Thank you. Love and light.